Now, I wanted to let you know, I have about 90% of Agenda 21 here if you've never actually looked at it. It's printed out, and I've highlighted some really juicy stuff in here if you just want to thumb through it and check it out a little bit. And on the back is a draft of the International Covenant on Environment and Development. And if you haven't looked at that animal, you might want to just kind of take a peek at it, look at it, and if you're like me, 2 or 3 pages is all you need. You can smell a rat.
How much of that, David, that is talking about how people do?
Basically, Agenda 21 is just the... I tell people the United Nations is an international homeowners association, and Agenda 21 is their rules, and the draft, the international covenants that they're working on is their bylaws. If you think of it like that, it's really simple. You know, they're just trying to get all of the global governments together into one community. You hear the global community. Every time I hear that, the hair stands up on the back of my neck. And but basically, it's reallocation of wealth on an international scale. It's international banking structure. It's international finance, and which will pave the way for international monetary system and government. And but it's in the name of environment, fighting poverty, women's rights, just all of the nice, shiny, fuzzy, fluffy issues of the day, you know, that have been commonplace in politics since the 60s. But yeah, Agenda 21 is one of the greatest threats to our national sovereignty, to our Constitution, to our way of life and individual rights. All the rights are basically taken and put together as a collective right under that mindset. Whereas, of course, our founding principles, rights, the authority to govern is derived from the individual. Well, it's backwards with Agenda 21. The rights of the individuals derived by the consent of the majority of the collective. So it's very backwards. And here I have a 3-reading binder. This is my scrapbook from when I was on the council. This is all of the wonderful love letters that were written about me in the newspaper, and just some noteworthy things. And my very favorite was when I started running. When I filed my paperwork to run for office in 2011, it said, "Right-wing zealot is running for town council." I loved it. But yeah, that's kind of information for everyone. That's kind of a portfolio is what I like to look at it as. And I appreciate anybody who helped with the petition campaign. That was a major undertaking, and I'm so glad it worked out, because it's been it was a job. 500 signatures is a job. Can you imagine 80,000? Kevin and I were just sitting there scratching our heads. How would we even begin to do that without a pile of money? And if we had that kind of money, we could probably just buy our way onto the ballot like everybody else. But yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing to get 500 signatures. But it was a beautiful thing too, because I got to engage so many people and hear their concerns, and some of them you expect. You know, you're splitting the vote. Yeah, well, a vote for you is a vote for Hagan. And I'll address some of that in a minute. But I wanted to share with you, I want to just give you a rundown of where I stand on principles. I can stand up here and tell you about me, but I'm not running to promote me. I'm running to promote these principles. And I think I want to just give you a little bit of insight and a little bit of perspective from my opinion on how I would apply some of this. We need to, like our good friend with John Birch Society said, the education is critical. Without the education, I think that's why we're a little light in numbers, because the population does not value these principles. And basically, it might sound harsh, but people don't care. Bottom line, people don't care until they're bit. When they get bit, and it affects their lives, their liberties, and their properties, then they start giving everything a second look. Because it wasn't until I got bit I didn't care who was in Washington, really. You know, one flavor's just as good as the other. I could care less who. I didn't know who was on the town council, the county commission, the board of elections, the board of education, the general assembly. Didn't bother me. Yeah, I voted for president, you know, like everybody else. And then one day it occurred to me that some dude signing a piece of paper can destroy my business like that. My way of life, my ability to feed my family, the property I own, one stroke of a pen. That's why when somebody says they have a pen on their phone and they know how to use it, I get very nervous.
This message is paid for, produced by me, David Waddell. I approve this message.